didn't you just show us a video where you used chlorine granules in your hot tub? And yes, I did. And the truth is, I use both. I use granules when I start the tub up, and I use granules sometimes when I shock the tub. For the in-between time, and pretty much all the time, I use tablets. And I do so because my spa has something you call ChemConnect, which is a really fancy way of saying that it doesn't use a floater. It uses this device, and you can set it between 1 and 4. And I also get the question, well, how many tablets do you put in there? And I'm going to show you. You know, basically I found through trial and error that for me, with my tub, I put 3 tablets in, and I just set it to 1 out of 4, and that will last about a week or so. Now, this brand here is just a 1-inch tablet of chlorine. This is chlorine, not bromine. I use chlorine. Some people use bromine, but I use chlorine. This comes in a nice little container here. It's well sealed. I just use 3 of these. They're 1-inch tablets. They fit in here nicely. Make sure you wash your hands after you're done here. I just put 3 of them in there. Now, your tub is larger. You may use more, or you may use less, depending on how often you use your tub and whatnot. Also, you know, it also depends on what setting you use. Like I said, use 1 out of 4. So this would be 4. I dial this all the way back to 1. That's where I'm at. Use much or little as you want of this, basically. And all we do, once we get those in there, let me just double check and see where my setting is, because I want my setting at 1. You want to be sure when you attach this to your spa to turn it, the light gray part, and not this part. If you mess with this end, you're going to readjust your setting, just so you know. Another thing I like to do whenever I'm in here, anytime I have the cover off this tub, I'm going to check this filter. And it's only been a couple days, but as you can see, there's a little bit of dirt. So we're going to go ahead and clean that out. Once you have that clean, just screw it back on there, and you'll be good to go for another few days. I like to check that filter about every 2 or 3 days, depending on how much we use it. All right, so I just wanted to make that video to show you that I know a lot of people have that question about whether to use tablets or granules, and the truth is that I use both for different reasons at different times. The tablets, I like them as my main source of chlorine, but I like the granules when I start the tub up, when I first fill it, and I also like it as a form of shock sometimes when you need more chlorine. You test and your levels are low, or maybe you forgot to put the tablets in for a while and your chlorine levels got low and you need it in a hurry, or maybe you're going to use it and you need it in a hurry. The granules are good there, but the tablets are a good mainstay for a tub that is already up and running. I know a lot of people use bromine and are unsure about chlorine as far as tablets. Chlorine tablets work in these ChemConnects as well. Very easy to use. If you're using the granular, in theory, you really should dissolve it first before you put it in the water. I'm guilty of just throwing it in sometimes to circulating water, but that's really not a good idea with the granules. The granules really should be dissolved first because they can get into the filtration and into your pump, and if they get in your pump, it's not good for your pump. Just keep that in mind if you're using granular. But if you're using tablets, these are a really good one to use, and I'll link them in the description. You can go to that description, and if you use the link, it helps channel out at no cost to you, and I certainly do appreciate it. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.